Hey, this is Scott at Gotta Grow It. Really glad you're checking out this video. I'm absolutely nuts, like I've said, nuts about growing anything in the soil, but I've fallen in love with starting that process on the inside of my house. I mean, you're in my dining room right now. This is like a makeshift greenhouse. It's absolutely crazy. But I want to share the joy that I have of doing these seedlings in-house to get things ready for outdoors. Now, I use a T5 lighting system. All that is, kind of long story short, is these are very narrow light bulbs that have a pretty good punch to them. Now, the system I'm using has 8 light bulbs. It's a 2x4 lighting system, has 8 bulbs in there, and they produce about 40,000 lumens of light. That's pretty good amount of lumens. That's going to get you a pretty long way in getting your seedlings ready to get them into the garden. In most cases, for those things that flower, it'll bring you to a flowering state pretty easily so that you can get things ready when you're dropping them in the soil outside at the right time. You can get them ready and get them in, and they'll produce great for you. Now, I started doing this several years ago. Actually, the first couple of decades, I was buying my stuff at the local nursery, which is kind of fun to do, and you can shop for what you want for plants and all that. But I absolutely fell in love with one more level of gardening, that being I can actually start my own stuff in the house by seed and actually be successful with it. I'm telling you, a system like this will automatically set you up to be successful from the seed state to ultimately to the harvesting state later in the summer and into the fall. So it's really fun to be able to do this, to start things from seedlings. There is a system, and I want to show that to you. So I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, so this is one of the lights that I'm not using yet. I'm not at the point yet that I'm ready to do my tomatoes. This one's going to be dedicated to my tomatoes and peppers, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. So all I wanted to do is to show you just a kind of a close-up picture of what you're seeing here. Now, this is a 2x4, 2 feet by 4 feet in length system. Now, you're going to notice that there are 8 bulbs that are in this system, and they don't all come that way. You can get one with 6 bulbs, 4 bulbs. Total, this is about 40,000 lumens of light. That's a lot of light. This thing holds a pretty good punch, okay? So you're not going to go wrong with something this big. And this could run you, this will be over $200. So there is a price to this, but I'm growing a lot of stuff. Listen, I told you, I'm absolutely nuts about this. I mean, under this light alone, I'm going to grow probably 90 to 100 tomato plants, another, 30 or 40 peppers as well, multicolored peppers, red and orange and hots and all that stuff. This system will grow all of that to get it ready to get it out into the garden. So for me, for that much stuff, it's worth it. Now, that's not the only things that I grow. I'm going to show you the one I've already got established. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff in there as well. Just wanted you to see this. Let me show you the back side of this as well, which is really, I say the back side, it's really the top side of it. Now, there's a built-in system where there are these wires that are inside the casing so that you can, when you're building your spot, you can have these wires here, stabilize the system so that you can, as the plants grow, you can bring the system up higher and higher as things grow. It's got a couple of pounds to it. It's a little, I wouldn't call it heavy, but it's certainly not light. But I wanted you to see that and how that works and what that looks like. All right, so here I am. I'm in my dining room. I'm on the floor. I'm actually on the floor. But let me start with what's under here, okay? Let me show you under the light. So this system has 2 switches, and so I told you that in this system that there are 8 bulbs. When you're in a seedling state like this, you don't need all 8 bulbs going, okay? You really only need 4 of them. And so the way the system works is you can hit one switch that will give you the middle lights, and those are the ones I'm using, the 4 bulbs in the middle. As these things mature, and it's mostly for, and well, I'll go over each of the plants with you, but it's for more of the plants like tomatoes and peppers and things like that, that I'll go to the 8 bulb system and I'll crank those up as they get a little bit bigger. So I wanted you to see that. So let me start with what's right here. Okay, so in this container, this is a seedling pod tray that will hold, it has 96 pods to it. What you're looking at here right now is kale. I'm telling you, I'm so excited about this. I planted this kale just over a week ago, and it is coming up. I can't wait to get this into the garden. Now, if you look right here, these are red peppers that are coming up. And so I got an early start on those as well. So I just wanted to get those in the ground and to show you that. And then in the back, you're going to see that spinach that's already coming up. And here's a prize right here, baby. That is sweet basil. So I got a good jump on this. I may actually start eating some of that basil as I'm waiting to get it into the ground, which really up here in our neck of the woods in the Northeast, we really can't do until the end of May. So that's going to be pretty mature by the time we get there. Now, here's what happened in this tray. These are beets, and these are about 3 weeks old. And you can see that some of them are a little bit bigger than others, and there's a story behind this. Basically, this is a different planting that I did. Like I said, 3 weeks ago, I got 96 of these pods filled with beet seeds, and these things sprouted pretty easily. After about 10 days or so, I stuck them outside in front of the house. I wanted to harden them off a little bit. You know, they're pretty hardy, and they'll withstand the cold, a little bit of a frost. Evidently not too much of a frost, because when I stuck them outside, and I was watching them, but for 4 nights we had a frost. And they were hanging in there, but on the last night we got this frozen mix that put about 1 inch of ice, literally was ice, on top of everything, you know, on the lawn and everywhere else, including this seed tray right here. So everything was under ice, and so I thought I lost it all, but I took it, you know, clear off the ice, I brought it back in, stuck it under the grow light, and to my count, I've got about 18 or 20 of the beets actually survived, and that's good news, but I'm like, 20 beets is not going to be enough. So you know what I did? I came over here, I did another 96 tray, and look at these babies. These are just over a week old. I feel like I should name every one of them, you know? Like, look at those. Oh, I can't wait. We're going to get these in the garden probably in the next 4 to 5 days, and they're going to go ahead and take off. I think we're past the any other frosts that are going to happen. Now you'll notice here in the back that I've got, those are tomatoes. We got an early jump on some tomatoes. I just wanted to get them in. And then off to the side here to my left, we have some onions that are growing as well. So when we come in over here, even though I've got some basil going, I've decided to get a few more of the little seedlings in on the basil here as well. That's cilantro. Here is some parsley, and we are ready to go. This is the same light system that we've been looking at. I wanted you to see it from this angle. So the light system is hovering over the top of these seedlings. Now, to get a little bit of a closer look, what I did was I just went to Lowe's and I bought a 2x4 shelving unit. It's just made of, you know, metal or whatever kind of metal it is. I just didn't put the shelves in, but I created the shell. And this lighting system, being a 2x4 lighting system, fit perfectly inside of this shelving unit. Now you'll notice that what I did was I was able to take some chain link, which I also got at like Lowe's. It was Lowe's or Home Depot. I mean pennies on the dollar, right? I just grabbed a long enough piece that I thought I needed, and I bought this little clip that you'll see that goes on that wire. This wire right here, you can see, is attached to the lighting system. I bought that clip, and I can adjust this chain the way that I need to. So you did it on that side, and I did it on this side. Same exact system as you can see right there. So that's what I've done there, okay? Now this is the other one that I'm getting ready so I can plant my tomatoes. And so that is the tray, or not the tray, but the shelving unit that I'll use for the second round, which will be my tomatoes and my peppers, okay? So I got a lot of good stuff happening here. This is how this light system works, at least for me. Now, you'll notice that right here I have a fan. It's just a regular fan. I got it on the lowest setting, meaning height-wise. Let me just come in over here and start that. You really want to have a fan blowing when you get your seedlings going. And what that's going to do is it's mimicking being outside, okay? And so by kind of shaking the plants a little bit, let's see if we can actually see that happening here. Yeah, we can see that stuff. See it moving? There we go. What that does, by mimicking the outdoors, what it does, it stimulates the root system. It's basically stress. It's creating stress on the root system so that they so that the roots kind of dig in a little bit deeper and get stronger. Not only does that happen, it strengthens the plant overall, because it's kind of, it's thinking like, hey, we got to hold on here. We don't want to get blown away. And so it works really, really well. The place that you'll notice it the most will be with your tomatoes. The last thing you want are long, lanky tomato plants with a shallow root system that you're going to go put in your garden when that time comes. What you want are some shorter plants with a thicker main stem, so that way it's strong. The cells in this plant are strong, and they're ready to, handle anything that nature will throw at it. So that's what you want, good, strong plants. So this is the system. Grow lights. I'm telling you, you got to do it. Now, some of you might be thinking, that may be just too much for me. You can go to the local nursery, have fun shopping around. But if you're hardcore like I am, go for it. It is the most rewarding way to do gardening. I promise you. All right, man. Good talking to you. Look forward to seeing you soon. Peace out.